Hey everyone, this is sumitk, and in this video we will discuss how to send egress traffic from a cloud run service or a job to a shared VPC network, and which you can use to allow access to compute engine VM instance or any other resources with an internal IP address. So if you are already familiar with the Cloud Run, then you know that how Cloud Run can access the other resource using in your network or maybe in the shared VPC network. This video is specifically talking about the shared VPC network. So there are two way you can connect to a shared VPC network, and one is direct VPC egress, and the other is serverless VPC access connector. So why I'm talking about shared VPC, we will discuss this in later. So let's first understand what exactly is the direct VPC egress. I'm not going to deep dive into it because my motive of this video is to show how the some of the critical permission setup which you might not be aware, because when you set up a cloud run in a shared VPC network and you set up a direct VPC egress, then you might face some errors. It's not that easy when you use egress in a standalone VPC. So direct VPC, you can use direct VPC egress to send traffic to your shared VPC network without the need of serverless VPC access connector. And just for your information, direct VPC egress is the new feature published by Google. It is, I think, it's still in preview mode. This is something that was designed by Google to overcome the latency issue which you face in VPC serverless access connector. So that's why you can use direct VPC egress without any complex configuration of the VPC access connector. So we will see that how we can deploy, we can use direct VPC egress with the shared VPC network. On the other hand, serverless VPC access connector, if you want to use the access connector, you first need to set them the access connector either in the shared VPC network or in the service project itself. So most of the time in the real world, because shared VPC is there, so which means you have a centralized control. Network team, network people use them for centralized control of networking component. So that's why you will see the serverless VPC access connector in the shared VPC host project only, or maybe there could be a dedicated project where you can deploy all your connectors, right? So here the problem is that if you deploy a cloud run in a shared VPC project, you will get some error, which I want to show you. Here you will see some of the agent. I'll talk about this service account agent in later video. So let's see. What I want to show you here. Let's first deploy a cloud run service, and let me show you here. One second. I have this cloud console open. So if you see here, let me show you here. I have, click this page. I have a project A. Project A is my host project where my shared VPC is running. I'll show you here. If I show you here, this is my shared VPC project, which we call it host project. And in the host project, I have a couple of networks. I have a default network. I think these are the subnets. So some of the subnets I have already shared it. You can see that this first two project I have already given some permission. This is my project ID, and the attached project is developer project, which is in my second tab. This is a developer project. This project is where I will deploy my cloud run service, and I'll use direct or VPC egress towards my shared VPC host project basically. So let's go to the developer project, and here if you try to deploy a cloud run or a job, I'll go with a simple hello world. And if you come here in the networking, so I'm not gonna discuss anything about cloud run itself is a very huge topic. So I mean, just want to show you the issues which I have faced while deploying the cloud run in the shared VPC network and how you can fix it. So if you go to networking here, you'll see connect to VPC for outbound traffic, which is nothing is an egress traffic. So there are two options. Earlier, um, sorry, there are two options to connect. One is directly send traffic directly to a VPC, and there is a serverless VPC access connector. Let's just talk about direct VPC. So if you deploy this in a local project, or I mean within the developer project, is pretty easy. You can go with default and then subnet default. Let's go with the local one, and I'll make a simple tag one. So I just want to show you what is the difference when you deploy this in a local in your local VPC, or the VPC where you are deploying the cloud run. So let's wait for a second. I think it's deployed without any issues, and if you try to hit it, it's running. So now you do one thing. You simply go and create one more service, and this time I'm gonna deploy this in shared VPC. So shared VPC subnets, and I have already shared it with the service project. You have already seen that, and here if you go to networking, and if this time if you click on network shared with me, so I'm going to check this subnet, my VPC network. Sorry, this is my network, and this is my subnet. You can just click anything here, and let's try to create it and see what happens. Yeah. So the moment you selected the shared VPC, it throws an error saying that is not ready not ready and cannot serve a traffic. Access to subnet, my subnetwork is not allowed. So this is the error that we want to fix it. So if you go through the Google documentation, there is a fix. So how we can fix it? Let's use that. So the thing, okay, let's just first delete this one. Okay, so let's see the Google documentation here. I believe Google documentation will give you a great overview. So here, if you see this page, send traffic to shared VPC network, there is an subsection called direct VPC egress. So here it is clearly saying that set up IAM permission. So before Cloud Run in shared VPC service project can access to the shared VPC network, you need to make sure that the Cloud Run service agent has a sufficient permission to use the subnet. You might be wondering what is Cloud Run Service Agent, right? And why it's coming into the picture. So Cloud Run Service Agent is a service account that Google automatically creates and manage for all the project that where you use the Cloud Run. So this service account is what Google Cloud use behind the scene to perform various operation on your behalf when you are running the Cloud Run services. So Cloud Run Service Agent, if you want to see by default, let me show you here in the host project first. If you go to I am an admin, and if you click this include Google provider role grants, so you'll see some of the additional service account. You can see it here. All these are some additional service account like agent. You can see that all these service account are kind of an agent. So for artifact registry, there is a artifact registry service agent, and you may see this one Cloud Run. Let me show you here. Yeah, so this is the service account. If you see this Cloud Run service agent, basically in all the project, even if you go to the developer project, there is a service agent here also. I'll show you here. Where is that? Compute Run. Yeah, this one service and then this is the project number, and then at the rate serverless robot prod dot I under service account. This is basically a cloud run service agent. So this document is talking about this agent only. So to access the shared VPC network, you need to grant sufficient permission to this agent. So you can add these roles, compute network user, to this particular agent, and where in the host project, so that this agent can see your host project. Basically, it can see your host project, appropriate resources. So that's why you need this role compute.network user. And here in the host project ID, you're gonna replace this with the host project ID. And here you need to replace it with the service project where your cloud run is running. Okay, so how we can do this? You can simply come here, take this project host project ID, and just replace it here. Okay, and then there is a service project number. So you go to service project number, right, not the project ID. So you go here in the overview, cloud overview. Remember that there is a huge difference between a project number and the project ID. So make sure you use the project number here. Let me, yeah. So now this step is saying you need to run this following command on the shared VPC host project, right? Because this service agent is coming from the developer project or the service project, right? So let's go back to the host project here, and I have my cloud run is running. One second, let me open that one to reconnect it. Okay, so here in the cloud shell, just simply copy paste it here. So this here and we are saying G Cloud project add IAM policy binding on this project. This is the host project. Member is a service account agent basically, and this is a service account. Okay, this is a service agent basically, or service account, you can say that, which is coming from your developer project, from this project. Okay, and this is the role that I want to set it. So this project will be set on the host project. So now simply run it. I'll say none at this time, and you can see here the role has been added. To see that, I think you will not be, you need to see it carefully. Okay, so cloud run. Maybe, okay, we will see it from here. So if we go to the IAM role, I am here, and simply just copy that one. Click on the provide agent, or maybe we can copy this number. Oh, sorry, my bad. I think I have done wrong. I have to copy this particular project number, and I have copied the host project number. So my bad. Just replace it with the service project number where your cloud run is running. So now copy it again, and go back to the cloud run in the host project. Make sure you are in the host project. So I have to run it again. Yeah, this time we can see that. Let me check here. Do I see cloud run service agent? Yeah, I think this is the one. No, not that one. Oh, maybe we can check it from here. Let me refresh it. I have to check this one. And if you come here, let's look for Cloud Run, Cloud Build, Cloud Deploy, Cloud Logging, Cloud pops up. Yeah. Oh, here it's still saying the old one. I have to refresh it. Cloud Run. Okay. Um, Let me copy this number and put it here. Yeah, so you can see that here, there, this is the service agent which is coming from the developer project, and now it has the role of compute network user, right? And even if you try to see it from here in the shared VPC, let me show you VPC network and go to shared VPC. So if you click on the project here and see the permission, here also you can see under Cloud Run, you'll find something, Cloud Run Service Agent. Yeah, this one. Oh, why it is saying Cloud Run Agent? Where is that? Sorry, this compute network user. Yeah. So here you can see that you have a. Let me search it from here. 2 3. So you have this service agent. Yeah, you can see that. This is the one which we have given access to this particular role, compute network user. Okay. So now if you go back to your developer project, and now if you try to deploy a Cloud Run, let me deploy from here and go with test. What happened? What is happening here? Okay, now it's fine. I'll say shared, or maybe we can make it direct VPC, shared VPC, and allow unauthenticated invocations, and then under networking. Now this time we're gonna use this only. We use this the previous one, or the direct VPC only, and shared VPC network. This time this should pass. This time this should pass because we have given a appropriate permissions to the service agent. I think it has deployed this. Let's wait for the completion. Okay, so now you can see that your Cloud Run service has been deployed successfully. And if you see the networking here, you can see sending traffic directly to the VPC. And this network is coming from the host project. This is my host project, if you remember that, right? This is my host project, project A418002. So this is the network that is coming from this particular host project, and this is the server that was shared with this service project, right? So this issue has been fixed if you set up a necessary I am role to the service agent. Now let's do one more thing. Let's first delete it. Let's delete it, this one also. Now what? So one more thing. Okay. Now the direct VPC access demo has been completed. Now let's go back to the my draw. So here, if you see this direct VPC access or direct VPC egress has been successfully deployed, and Cloud Run service can access it. Now, what if you want to deploy the VPC access connector? So what happened? What the this in this design, in this particular design, this is almost the same design, but instead of a direct VPC, we are using a VPC access connector, and the VPC access connector has been already deployed by, let's say, by network admin in the shared VPC, and we want to access it from the service project. So how we can access it? Let's first see without the permission, and then we will fix it. So let's go back to the console, and here, if you try to deploy cloud on service, go with the simple one, and go to networking. Here, I'm not selecting the direct VPC. This time I'll select serverless VPC access connector. Okay. So there is a default serverless VPC access demo connector which is in the host project 418002. Let me select it and try to create it. So you see that please ensure that the project service agent has permission VPC access dot connect dot use for action connect on resource project, this one. So this time also you are facing issue when when you are using egress traffic with the VPC access connector. So how to fix it? Let's go back to the documentation again, and there is a page called connector in service project, connector in host project. So since we have a connector in the host project, you should click on this particular link, and here it is clearly saying that, if you go just scroll down, that provide access to the connector. So how do you provide access to the connector to your cloud service agent? You basically open the IAM page, you add this particular principle. This is the project number of my developer project. Just copy this one, since I have already used it, that's why it is showing here. And then you need to run it in this, enter the email address. So you need to run, I think, in the host project. Yeah, in the host project. Because cloud is in the host project, that's why you need to run in the host project. So where is my console? Yeah, go to VPC here. So you can do it from here, or if you want to try with the from the console way, then you can go here, and let me just copy the project number. I'll search it with the project number. It's the easy way. I'll just cancel this one. Click on include. Click here. And right now we have compute network user, so I'm gonna simply edit it and add the role. You just type serverless VPC access user is fine. It has all the required permission. So I'm gonna give this role to my service agent, so that my service agent or my cloud run should be able to find the connector which is coming from the shared VPC project. So earlier it was a compute network user. Now I'm adding this additional role. Okay. Okay. So the role has been applied. If you just refresh, okay, it has got it here. So now if you go back to the cloud run, and I think we should delete this one. We'll create from the scratch. go to networking, and here connect to VPC, and this we should use serverless VPC access connector. And this time I'm going to select the same connector. So if you have not seen my connector, so I have already created a connector. Let me show you. This is my VPC access connector, which I have had already created in advance. If you see it here, this VPC access connector allow your cloud run services to connect with any resource within the same VPC network. This was the very traditional way, or the only one way that your cloud run services uses. But now we have a direct VPC traffic. So this demo connector behind the scene has some instance which run behind the scenes. So there are some minimum instance and maximum instance. So I have just simply used this demo connector. Okay. So this is the one that I am using it here. It's coming from shared VPC. And let's create it. Should be able to see this completed, because we have added the necessary permission, and see your cloud run has been successfully deployed without any previous error, right? So if you click on the networking here, you can see instead of direct VPC, now using the serverless VPC access connector, and this is the default network, because my network is deployed in the default network. That's why it is using the default network, and this is the subnet range. Okay, and if you try to hit that, should be able to run this. All right, so this was the basic difference between the direct VPC and the access connector. And to fix this, to deploy the egress in the shared VPC, you may need to make sure that you should have a um, required permission, right? So here, as this cloud run service um, agent, sorry, here, yeah, here apart from compute network user, I have also added the role called serverless dot vpc dot access, something like this. So once you have these two roles added to the service agent, cloud run service agent, you should be able to deploy your cloud run service in both way. All right, so I hope this video is helpful for you. If you have any questions, anything, you can comment down and feel free to ask me. Thank you so much.